Doesn't have to be negative, although in this particular deck it is kind of depicted as a lot of deception and everything. And with the moon card there as well, it's tricky, a little bit of tricky energy here. But let's just take in the whole spread. Give me a second here, Taurus. Well, regardless, let's just start at the beginning here. We've got the Two of Summer, right? Beautiful connection with someone, often indicating soulmates, and then with the soulmate card right underneath. It couldn't be any clearer. So for many of you, there's someone with whom you are involved with or becoming involved with who is indeed your soulmate. It's really lovely energy, and soulmate relationships can feel absolutely amazing, but they can often be wrought with some difficulties because of the power of that connection, right? It's different for everybody, and there's all kinds of soulmates, but it looks like because we have the moon right here next to the Two of Summer, it is influencing very strongly this connection. The moon is, again, it's a very mysterious energy. Not everything has been revealed. Things are under the surface that have yet to come up. Sometimes indicating secrets, sometimes deception, but not necessarily deception from someone who is being, purposely deceitful. Just sometimes indicating that they just haven't told you everything yet about themselves, maybe out of their own shame or guilt or whatever. Or you as well, Taurus, here. But it doesn't have to mean that. It can also just mean giving into fear and worry, right? Allowing yourself to be in a state of fear because of this connection here. Wondering, like, is it really what I think it is? And can it be so great? And, what is it all about? But again, with the moon, you have to let things come to the surface as they're meant to. You really can't force it. So the moon is kind of an energy. It's more divine feminine energy where you are open and allowing so that you can, you get information from your third eye because you can't really see with your visual acuity, because of that lunar light. So everything is not quite what it seems in that, in the moonlight energy. So allow yourself during this time period, Taurus, to have a light step. Don't race ahead to any conclusions, especially if you have this connection with someone here, which for many of you, it is indicated. And it looks like this person could be an air sign, a king of winter here, could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius coming in, who's influencing the situation. I'll get some additional cards on that. But let's talk about this honeymoon card right underneath the moon card. So, and then we also have the Tower. So this is all very kind of murky energy because the moon is I've already spoken to that quite a bit, and we see here she's holding this musical instrument, but if we look at the reflection in the water, she's holding a different instrument. So that's really clearly showing you that, not everything is exactly as it seems. And same with the honeymoon card, because here, often for me in this deck, the honeymoon card, you think, oh, honeymoon, yay. But actually for me, it's often showing up as something that's just very, very empty in a lot of ways, kind of a void in some places, in some ways where it's like a void between things, that space, that kind of empty space between things so that you can think and regroup. And it's kind of like in a way a honeymoon, like the two of you are in this place, you're man and wife, but you're not, or husband and wife, but you're not quite, you're married, but you're not quite husband and wife yet because you haven't really lived in that life. That's kind of like the honeymoon energy. So for some of you, it could be that you meet your soulmate, you're in love with your soulmate, and you do go on a trip together, you have a honeymoon together. But for many of you, it's just about taking a little bit of time out for contemplation and reflection before you race ahead to anything. It's they're going somewhere, but it's not really clear where they're going yet. And they're certainly not they're not in a rush to get there. And then we have this Tower energy depicted here as very kind of chaotic, angry sort of energy. But let me get some additional cards on this Tower for you, because it doesn't have to mean deception, but with that moon card, and in this particular deck, it can. Let me get some clarifying cards on this Tower for you. It could just mean for some of you Taurus people that there is an event that happens that shakes everything up, and you're not quite clear what it all means yet. So that is not a negative. That's not negative energy. It's just energy, a lot of powerful energy. I mean, our ego will tell us, it's good or bad, but really there is no good or bad. It's just energy, and then we make meaning out of it as we perceive it. And we all have different perceptions. Clarify the tower here for Taurus. Okay. 8 of Winter, 9 of Autumn, 5 of Summer. Okay, so there is a lot of energy here with this Tower card of, it's really interesting actually. So we have the change energy. We have this 5 of Summer energy, which is kind of some grief around this Tower energy. So something may happen in your area of physical intimacy that creates some change, and with that change comes a little bit of grief. It can also be good. Like say your relationship moves onto a more deeply physical or intimate level. Sometimes we have a little bit of grief about the way things used to be because it was more simple, before we got complicated with the physical. So there is that interpretation as well. But also it could be that some things did not go well and that there is some grief around that, because we have the 8 of Winter, which is about kind of feeling not quite sure of yourself, feeling as though you are... your self-confidence is a little shaky, which goes very nicely with that moon energy and the honeymoon. Like things haven't been revealed yet, so it's hard to move forward, confidently when you can't see, really. And then we have this 9 of Autumn energy, which is about taking good care of self during this time period. That you actually are very secure and stable, and to spend some time honoring yourself and nurturing yourself as well, associated with this Tower. So there's a lot going on here, but much of it is about you, taking care of you. Right there. Okay, so let's go ahead, and then I want to get 3 more cards on this King of Winter and just see what that's about. Prince of Spring, 7 of Spring, 10 of Summer. So it looks like with this air sign, and I feel like it is an air sign who's involved here, we also have this Prince of Spring energy. So if this is not a fire sign who comes in, it could just be passion coming in. He's riding in with a flame of desire here. 7 of Spring is about, again, more lunar energy, like Taurus. Don't, just make sure that, during this time, take your time, really, is what this is indicated very strongly here for you, Taurus. Because she's very much defending herself, but she's not even really sure what she's defending herself against. But the moon, this lunar energy is just permeating her being here. So she's feeling very kind of paranoid. And so this feels like it's a very powerful energy coming in here. And then we have this 10 of Summer, which is about feeling, but also feeling like you've hit the jackpot in some ways. Like you're feeling pretty emotionally content with this person. There's that passion there, but there is still that little bit of lunar light coming in that's like, do I need to defend myself against this passion? Can I give fully to it? Which is what this heart-to-heart, this is making sense, which is what this heart-to-heart conversations is about. And the heart-to-heart conversations is really important for you during this time period, Taurus, because of all this lunar light. Like, don't leave anything up to chance. If you're getting intimate with someone, make sure you have those conversations. Do you have a wife? Do you have a husband? Are you seeing anybody else? Where are we going with this? Again, you don't want to be pushy about it, but you just want to be clear. And if you don't want to pepper the person with questions, then you come back to yourself. This is what I'm feeling. What are you feeling? Because if you're getting physically intimate with someone, you have every reason to ask those questions and to say how you feel, and to have the other person listen to you with a sense of openness and honesty as well. So it's just really important, again, not to necessarily charge forward, but to have those heart-to-heart conversations after you've had this time of reflection. And it's really important because this soulmate energy, it can feel so big, and you feel like you are destined to be with this person. And then because it's a soulmate energy, a lot of times those things, they come apart, they come back together, they come apart. And so you want to make sure that you guys are on the same page. before you move forward. And sometimes when you have a soulmate connection and you move forward physically, it's very powerful, and that can knock everyone sideways. And then, sometimes separations occur. So I'm not necessarily seeing a separation, although honeymoon can indicate some time alone, along with this 9 of autumn can indicate time alone. But what I really see, though, is that there is a powerful connection happening for you, Taurus. And that is something that's a blessing when those come in. But just, allow time for everything to be revealed. Have those heart-to-heart conversations. Be honest and open about what you're experiencing, just to make sure that you guys are on the same page. It's okay to have those conversations. It's important, especially during this time frame, that you do so. Okay, so Taurus, let me go ahead and get an additional card from the Mermaids and Dolphins. And then I'm going to close out your reading. And that 5 of, I do want to say, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I do want to say that this 5 of summer with that moon, they both can indicate like focusing in on that which worries you. So, keep your vibration high, keep your thoughts positive until you have all the information. And this is what this card says too. It says positive energy. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. So it could be that you get together with someone, this soulmate energy that comes in, and maybe other people come in and start to tell you things about that person, or they start to gossip about you, or whatever this energy is, and then you feel like you don't feel the sense of confidence and stuff. Get away from those people. Don't hang out with those kinds of people. Keep your vibration high, keep your thoughts high, and have those conversations from a place where you are open to what the other person says, because you may be feeling this intense, powerful bond, and the other person's fear and anxiety may come up, and they might be like, "No, I feel nothing. It was just a thing." So just make sure that you're on the same page. You know how it goes, Taurus. So, all right, I hope you find that helpful. I wish you much love as always, and I will see you on the next video or at your private reading. Till then.